The homecoming. They say time has a way of softening edges, turning heartbreak into memory, and memory into something quieter. But not all stories fade. Some wait to be continued under the same sky they began. Arrival at the coastal town. A train curves along the coastline as the sun sets. The town appears through a light fog, quiet, unchanged. Train doors open. A young woman steps off, suitcase in hand. Her name is Elena Rivera. Her eyes scan the familiar town. Elena to herself, quietly.
Still the same, even after all these years.
Elena Rivera hadn't seen the town of Miravista in 7 years. Not since she left with dreams bigger than the horizon and a heart too bruised to look back. Elena walking through town. Elena walks past the old bookstore, a closed down cafe, and the town fountain. Locals glance her way, some with recognition, others with curiosity. Elena's soft smile.
You held up better than I thought.
Grandmother's house. Elena arrives at a quaint coastal home, white shutters, vines on the porch. She unlocks the door. Dust floats in the sunlight. Elena looking around.
Hi, Grandma. I'm home.
Her grandmother's passing had brought her back, but it was something else that made her stay longer than planned. A longing she couldn't name. Not yet. Nightfall, Hilltop Observatory. The camera pans up the hill where the old observatory stands against a starry sky. Elena, sitting alone on a wooden bench, eyes gazing upward. Elena softly.
I wonder if you still come here.
Underneath the starry sky, Elena took her first breath of home again. What she didn't know was that someone else was watching the same stars and remembering her. Starlit encounters. Some things change with time, others remain stubborn, suspended in a single moment. For Leo Calderon, the stars never moved, they only waited. A worn down observatory, dusty telescope, shelves of astronomy books, and charts pinned to walls. Leo cleans the lens of a telescope with care. His eyes are tired but focused. A notebook beside him is filled with star charts and sketches of a girl. Leo to himself.
Orion's low tonight, like it was that night.
He stops, looks out the observatory window, then closes the notebook. He hadn't spoken her name in years, but her memory still echoed in the quiet places. Like a constellation he could never unsee. Elena on the hill. Elena climbs the hill alone, bundled in a light sweater. She gazes at the stars, unaware that someone else is nearby. Leo steps outside the observatory just as she approaches. Their eyes meet. Silence. Elena softly, almost startled.
Leo.
Leo calm, cautious.
Elena.
Pause. Wind brushes past. They both glance at the sky. Elena.
Didn't expect to see you up here.
Leo.
Didn't expect you back in town.
Elena gentle smile.
I guess we're both surprising each other tonight.
Sitting on the bench. They sit side by side on a weathered wooden bench. A comfortable distance remains between them. The stars shimmer above. Elena.
It's still beautiful. The sky.
Leo.
Hasn't changed. Only the people looking at it.
Elena turns to him. He keeps his gaze on the stars. Elena.
I'm sorry, Leo, for how I left, for not saying goodbye.
Leo after a pause.
You didn't need to. I already knew
Elena.
Knew what?
Leo.
that you weren't coming back.
Words drifted between them like distant planets, each circling their own grief. And yet, something unspoken passed in the quiet. A beginning, perhaps, or a second chance. Letters in the attic. The past has a way of waiting for us, tucked away in dusty boxes and forgotten corners. But some memories never collect us. They live, breathing in the silence, waiting to be found again. Elena's grandmother's house attic, a quiet afternoon. Sunlight filters through attic windows. Dust motes dance in the air. Elena opens the creaky attic door, flashlight in hand. She climbs the narrow stairs. Boxes line the walls. She opens one marked Elena, Art and School. Elena to herself, smiling faintly.
I haven't seen this stuff since I left for college.
She pulls out old sketchbooks, birthday cards, and a bundle of tied letters wrapped in a blue ribbon. Reading the letters, Elena sits cross-legged on an old rug surrounded by childhood keepsakes. She unties the ribbon. Letter headers to Leo, but never sent. Elena reading aloud, younger voice effect.
Dear Leo, tonight the stars looked like they were dancing. I wished you could have seen them with me. I miss you more than I thought I would.
She had written him dozens of letters, each one a quiet plea, a private truth too heavy for a teenage heart to carry aloud. Elena reading another letter, voice trembling. I'm scared, Leo. Scared that leaving means forgetting. But staying feels like I'll never grow. I wish you could tell me what to do. Present moment. Elena wipes her eyes, folding the letters carefully. Elena whispering.
I never stopped writing to you, even when I thought you stopped caring.
Elena gazing out the attic window toward the hill. The sun is setting. A single star appears in the sky. Some words were never meant to be mailed. They were meant to be read beneath the stars, when hearts were ready. A sketch between stars. Sometimes healing begins with a single line, a stroke on paper, a moment of stillness in a noisy heart. For Elena, it began with a pencil and the memory of stars. Morning in the kitchen. Sunlight streams through the windows of Elena's grandmother's kitchen. A cup of coffee sits untouched. Elena stares at a blank sketchpad on the table. Camille off screen, cheerful.
You look like you're about to perform surgery.
Camille entering with a bag of groceries. She grins as she notices the sketchpad. Elena half smiling.
Feels like it. I haven't drawn anything in years.
Camille.
So, you think constellations ask permission before they shine again?
It had been years since Elena let her fingers dance across paper, but her heart still remembered the rhythm, even if her hand had forgotten the courage. Elena drawing outside. Elena sits on the porch with a pencil in hand. Her sketchpad rests on her knees. A breeze plays with the corners. A drawing begins to form, two figures sitting under a starlit sky. The silhouette of an observatory in the background. Elena to herself.
One line at a time, one star at a time.
Montage of drawing progress. Her drawing a telescope. Then Leo's side profile. Then her teenage self beside him. Her eyes welling as she shades in the stars. Charcoal under her fingernails. Camille voice in the background.
You should enter that art fair. They're still accepting submissions until Friday.
Elena shaking her head.
It's not for showing. It's just for remembering.
That night at the hill, Elena walks up to the observatory hill again, this time holding her sketchpad. She finds a quiet spot near a tree and starts to draw the night sky in real time. A field of stars glitters above her. Elena's soft whisper.
Do you still see the same sky, Leo?
Under the sky they once shared, Elena's heart began to sketch a bridge, one that led back to the boy she never truly left, and forward to the woman she was becoming. Old songs, new silence. Some memories come back like thunder. Others return in whispers, inside lyrics, melodies, and the pauses between them. That night, silence said more than any words. Local cafe, Luna's open mic night. A cozy cafe with warm yellow lighting, fairy lights, and a makeshift stage. The place hums with quiet conversations and clinking mugs. Elena walks in with Camille, slightly hesitant. Camille grinning.
Told you this place still had soul.
Elena scanning the crowd.
It hasn't changed a bit.
Leo sits, sipping coffee, alone. Their eyes meet, brief but magnetic. Jude takes the stage. Jude, mid-20s, carefree energy, guitar in hand, steps up to the microphone. Jude into Mike with a chuckle.
Wrote this one a while ago. Didn't know who it was for until I did.
He strums the guitar. The crowd quiets. Elena watches, curious.
She used to draw the sky at night with pencil lines and paper light. I watched her dream with open eyes, but I was just a passerby.
She used to draw the sky at night with pencil lines and paper light. A galaxy spilled from her hands while I just watched and tried to understand. She sketched the moon, she traced the breeze. She saw the world no one else sees. And I stood still, afraid to start, with constellations in my heart. She was the girl who drew the stars, mapped the heavens, healed my scars. But I was just a shadow near, a silent wish she couldn't hear. She soared beyond these midnight bars. The girl who drew the stars. You left like a comet across my sky, burned bright and fast, then said goodbye. But in your wake, the dark turned gold. You were a story never told. I traced our stars, I kept your name, and waited quietly in shame. If you're out there, if you hear, know I've loved you every year. You were the girl who drew the stars and left your light in all my scars. Each sketch, each breath was poetry, but I was background scenery. Still you live in every spark. The girl who drew the stars.
Elena's expression softens, eyes wide. Her breath catches. Leo watches the stage, but occasionally glances at her. During the song, teenage Elena handing Leo a sketch of a constellation. Leo watching her walk away at the train station. Present day, Leo gripping his coffee cup tighter. Elena blinking back tears.
You were the girl who drew the stars, and though you vanished, you're never far. My world still spins in love with you, in orbits only dreamers knew. And if the sky forgets who we are, I'll still love the girl who drew the stars.
Audience claps. The room feels different, warmer, quieter, heavier. Some songs are more than melodies. They're messages, memories wrapped in chords. That night, the silence afterward was not empty, it was full. Outside the cafe, after the show, Elena steps outside into the cool night air. Leo follows a few seconds later. He stops beside her. Elena quietly.
Did you help him write that?
Leo looking up at the stars.
Maybe. It wasn't meant to be heard. Not by you. Not like this.
Elena soft.
But I did.
They stand in silence. A few stars flicker above them. Leo after a beat.
It's strange. I used to think the sky was the only thing that listened.
Elena turning to him.
Then maybe we just weren't ready to hear each other yet.
Between old songs and new silence, they stood under the sky, no longer strangers, but not quite lovers. Not yet. But something had begun to shift. Memories of the past, the strings of time gently hum, echoes of a past long gone, yet every note, each quiet beat, still dances in the rhythm of our feet. The songs we sang, the tunes we knew, paint the skies of memories too, a melody that never fades. In every chord, the past invades. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we love and the music we played. In every harmony, a story untold of days gone by, of love so bold. The piano keys whisper your name, each one a spark, each one a flame. Through every sound, we're not apart, for music binds the strings of heart. And when the world feels far away, I find you in the notes we're playing. The music lives, it never strays. It brings us back to brighter days. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we love and the music we played. For in the songs, we'll always stay, forever bound in melody's sway. Some doors are locked for a reason, not because they should stay shut, but because the person who holds the key hasn't come back yet. A cozy study filled with old books, stargazing charts, and framed black and white photographs. Elena dusts the shelves as sunlight spills through lace curtains. Elena opens the drawer of a small desk. Inside lies a delicate silver key with a star emblem on its handle, slightly tarnished, wrapped in a note. Elena reading aloud.
For when the stars feel like home again.
Her hands tremble slightly as she picks up the key. It had been years since she touched that key, since she had the courage to go back to the place where everything began. And where everything once ended. Twilight, the observatory hill, golden hour light paints the sky. Elena walks up the familiar path. to the hilltop observatory, the key in her hand, her sketch pad under her arm. Wind through tall grass. Her footsteps crunch on gravel. Unlocking the observatory, the large oak door creaks as she pushes it open. The observatory is dusty, filled with echoes and time. Old charts, a dusty telescope, a broken star map on the wall. Her fingers trail across the desk where she once sat with Leo, mapping constellations. Elena softly.
It still smells like ink and starlight.
Leaving the note, Elena sits at the same desk, pulls a piece of paper from her sketch pad, and begins to write.
I don't know if you still come here, but I did. I found the key. And maybe part of myself, too. If you want to talk, I'll be here again tomorrow night. No pressure, just stars.
She folds the note, places it under the telescope lens, and pauses before leaving. Elena to herself.
Maybe the stars will bring you back, the way they brought me.
Leo at home. Leo sits alone in his room, working on a sky map. His hands pause as he stares at a photograph. Him and Elena at the observatory years ago. He looks out the window. The observatory light flickers on briefly, then off. Leo to himself.
Was that?
She had left the key behind once, just like her heart. But now she had opened a door, not knowing if he'd walk through it. Only that the stars were still watching, still waiting. Through the telescope, sometimes the stars aren't there to guide us. Sometimes they're just waiting for us to stop running, long enough to look up again. Observatory interior, early evening. Leo pushes open the creaky observatory door. The room is dim but familiar. Dust particles drift in golden light. His eyes land on the note beneath the telescope lens. He hesitates, then picks it up. Elena's voice, gentle.
If you want to talk, I'll be here again tomorrow night. No pressure, just stars.
Leo murmuring to himself.
Just stars.
He looks toward the telescope and exhales deeply. The next night, outside the observatory, Elena sits on the bench just outside the observatory. She glances at her watch. Her sketch pad rests on her lap, blank. Footsteps approach. She turns. Leo is there, a soft smile on his face. Elena quietly.
You came.
Leo.
You left a door open.
They stand in silence for a moment before walking in together. Inside the observatory, the telescope is set up and clean. Moonlight filters through the open dome above. Leo gesturing.
Want to see what Saturn's rings look like tonight?
Elena smiling.
Only if you still remember how to calibrate the lens.
Leo.
I never forgot.
They laugh gently, nostalgia between them. He leans over the scope, adjusting knobs. Stargazing. Elena peers through the telescope. Her eyes widen. Elena.
It's clearer than I remember.
Leo softly. You always saw more than I did.
She looks at him. Silence stretches, but it's a comfortable one. Elena.
I miss this. Not just the stars, but feeling like the universe didn't need to be so far away.
Leo after a pause.
You were the only person who ever made it feel close.
Somewhere between Saturn's rings and quiet glances, a fragile thread began to reconnect. Not rushed, not forced, just slowly spinning back into orbit. Drawing by starlight, Elena opens her sketch pad and begins to draw Leo as he gazes through the telescope. Leo not looking at her.
Are you drawing me?
Elena smiling.
Maybe.
Leo turns to her.
I always wondered if I'd end up in one of your stars.
Elena.
You were the first one.
Through the telescope, they both saw more than distant planets. They saw reflections of who they used to be, and glimpses of who they still might become together. The night we drifted, goodbyes don't always come with closure. Some slip through cracked voices and silent tears. Quiet departures under skies too vast to hold what's been broken. Flashback. The observatory. 7 years ago, the observatory bathed in moonlight. Young Elena, 18, and young Leo, 20, sit inside. Her packed suitcase leans against the wall. Her sketchpad lies closed on the floor. Leo, voice trembling.
You're really leaving tomorrow.
Elena, not meeting his gaze.
My mom already booked the train. I didn't know how to tell you sooner.
Leo's jaw clenches slightly. Elena fidgets with her bracelet. The argument. Leo.
You didn't trust me enough to tell me? After everything?
Elena.
It wasn't about trust, Leo. It was fear and pressure. And knowing if I looked into your eyes, I wouldn't go. And I need to go.
Leo.
You need to go, or you want to run?
Elena firm. I want a life outside this town. And you belong here.
His face falls. Her voice cracks. Elena.
Don't make this harder than it already is.
Leo quietly.
Then go, if that's what you want. Go.
The observatory door. Elena stands at the door. One last look behind her. Leo remains seated, staring at the telescope. Neither says goodbye. A single tear slides down her cheek as she walks away. And just like that, the stars above witness the moment they stop orbiting each other. Two hearts, drifting into separate skies. Present day, the hilltop. Present day, Elena sits alone, the sketchpad on her lap. She stares up at the same sky, tears in her eyes. Elena softly to herself.
I thought I had to leave to grow. But maybe I just didn't know how to stay.
Leo's room present. Leo sits at his desk, flipping through an old astronomy journal. Inside is a folded note. To Elena, not sent. He reads it silently, then sighs. Leo whispers.
I never stopped looking for you in the stars.
The night they drifted apart still echoed in their bones. But maybe, just maybe, the sky hadn't finished their story yet. A promise once made. Some promises are spoken only once, but they echo through time, through silence, through every unanswered question. Even when forgotten, they wait, like constellations in a cloudy sky. A younger Leo and Elena lie on the grass beneath the observatory, stargazing. A lantern glows beside them. Crickets hum in the background. The stars are vivid above them. Elena pointing to a constellation.
That one's us. Two stars too far apart, but still part of the same sky.
Leo quietly.
Do you think we'll still come here, even years from now?
Elena.
Only if we promise.
Leo.
Then I promise. Every year, same night, summer solstice, right here.
Elena smiling.
Even if we're mad at each other?
Leo.
Even then.
Present day, Elena's bedroom. Elena sits on her bed, flipping through her old sketchbook. Tucked inside is a folded paper, a constellation map titled The Night We Promised. A date is written, June 21st, summer solstice. Elena soft gasp.
That's tomorrow.
She stares out the window, lost in thought. a mix of hope and fear in her eyes. Leo's workshop. Leo is fixing an old telescope tripod. He finds a ticket stub tape inside his desk drawer. Solstice Sky Watch, June 21st. Leo to himself, half smiling.
We were just kids, but I never missed it.
He looks toward the hill in the distance. They were older now, weathered by life, scarred by silence. But some things, some promises, don't age the way people do. Preparing for the night, Elena packing a blanket in her sketch bag. Leo folding the note Elena left him and tucking it into his pocket. Both of them walking up the hill from different directions, nervous, uncertain, but drawn by the stars and something deeper. Hilltop reunion dusk, the sky shifts to twilight. Fireflies flicker. Elena arrives at the observatory first, laying out her blanket. She lights a small lantern. Footsteps. She turns. Leo stands there, quiet, unsure. Leo.
I didn't forget.
Elena smiling faintly.
Neither did I.
There they were again, under the sky that never forgot them. One promise, two hearts, and 1,000 stars above, each one waiting, watching, whispering, it's not too late. Cloudy nights, tense strains, begin beneath soft rain ambience. Sometimes it's not the storm itself that unravels us, but the way it shakes the things we thought were finally safe. Love, promises, hope, all tested when the sky begins to turn. Elena and Leo sit beneath a soft sky, gray clouds slowly rolling in from the horizon. The summer solstice gathering has begun down the hill, families lighting candles, kids running with glow sticks. Elena gazing up.
We used to think the stars were ours, like they'd wait for us no matter what.
Leo softly.
Maybe they did. We just took the long way back.
Sudden wind gust. Distant thunder. Elena shivers. Leo glances at the horizon. Leo.
That's moving fast. We might have to leave soon.
Elena quietly.
I don't want to.
But even the sky has its own timing. And sometimes healing gets interrupted. Scene description. A light drizzle begins as they rush into the observatory, laughing breathlessly. Leo lights a lantern inside. They stand close, but don't touch. Elena catching her breath.
Some things never change, like storms on the solstice.
Leo looking at her.
Some things do.
Silence. The room darkens as thunder rolls overhead. Rain intensifies. Elena suddenly serious.
Why didn't you ever write back?
Leo startled.
What?
Elena.
I sent one letter. Just one. Right after I left. I said I missed you. That I was scared. You never answered.
Leo quiet.
I never got it.
Beat of silence. Their eyes lock. Emotion swells. Leo stepping closer.
I wrote you too. Every month for a year. I just never sent them. I thought you were gone for good.
Lightning flash. A flash of lightning lights the room. Rain crashes harder now. Elena turns away, blinking back tears. Elena.
I was gone. But not from you. Not really.
Leo.
Then why didn't you come back sooner?
Elena voice breaking.
Because I thought you hated me. Because I hated myself for leaving. Because I didn't know how to ask for forgiveness.
Silence. Thunder. Leo walks to the telescope, touches it softly. Leo.
I would have forgiven you. Even then,
Under the storm shadow, two hearts stood soaked in everything they never said. And for a moment, the rain spoke the truth they were too afraid to say aloud.
Underneath the starry sky, I see forever in your eyes. Whispers of a world unknown, but with you I'm not alone. Through the highs and the lows, I'll be here, I'll never go. Every word I say is true, my heart belongs to you. Love and promises will keep them near, through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. As the seasons change and pass, our love is strong, it's built to last. No matter what the world may do, I'll stay faithful, always true. When the storms begin to rise, I'll be your shelter by your side. Through the dark we'll find our way, with every promise we'll be okay. Love and promises will keep them near, through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. When the world seems far away, we'll make our own light of the day. In every promise, we'll find our song. Together forever, where we belong. Love and promises will keep them near, through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. In love and promises, we'll always find a bond, and broken hearts alive. Forevermore we'll be as one. Love and promises will never be undone.
She used to draw the sky at night with pencil lines and paper light. A galaxy spilled from her hands while I just watched and tried to understand. She sketched the moon, she traced the breeze. She saw the world no one else sees. And I stood still, afraid to start, with constellations in my heart. She was the girl who drew the stars, mapped the heavens, healed my scars. But I was just a shadow near, a silent wish she couldn't hear. She soared beyond these midnight bars, the girl who drew the stars. You left like a comet across my sky, burned bright and fast, then said goodbye. But in your wake, the dark turned gold. You were a story never told. I traced our stars, I kept your name, and waited quietly in shame. If you're out there, if you hear, know I've loved you every year. You were the girl
Memories of the past, the strings of time gently hum, echoes of a past long gone. Yet every note, each quiet beat, still dances in the rhythm of our feet. The songs we sang, the tunes we knew, paint the skies of memories too, a melody that never fades. In every chord, the past invades. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we love and the music we played. In every harmony, a story untold of days gone by, of love so bold. The piano keys whisper your name, each one a spark, each one a flame. Through every sound, we're not apart, for music binds the strings of heart. And when the world feels far away, I find you in the notes when play. The music lives, it never strays. It brings us back to brighter days. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we loved and the music we played. For in the songs, we'll always stay, forever bound in melody's sway. Us back to brighter days. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we love and the music. Camille's confession. The past has a funny way of revealing itself. Never when you're ready, never when it's convenient, but sometimes it speaks through the people you thought you already knew. The next morning, rain has stopped. Golden morning light filters through the curtains. Elena sips tea at Camille's kitchen counter, still pensive from the night before. Camille watching her.
You didn't sleep much, did you?
Elena shrugs.
The storm brought more than just thunder.
Camille sets a plate of toast down and sits across from her. She hesitates, then exhales slowly. Camille.
There's something I need to tell you, Elle.
The confession. Camille softly.
After you left, Leo came to me. He was broken, scared. I saw the letters, the ones he wrote and never sent.
Elena's eyes widen.
You knew?
Camille guiltily.
I didn't tell you because I thought it would hurt more. You were trying so hard to move on. You got accepted to that art program. You were finally breathing again.
Elena voice trembling.
But I wasn't okay. I was drowning in regret. And you?
Camille cutting in.
I know. I thought I was protecting you.
Elena clutches her mug tightly, tears forming. Elena.
You let me believe he stopped caring.
Camille.
No. I let you believe you had to forget him to survive.
Silence and distance. Silence settles. The hum of the refrigerator and the ticking clock feel louder than the tension. Elena quietly.
You were my best friend.
Camille eyes full of guilt.
And I still am. Even if I messed it all up.
She places an envelope on the counter. It's worn, unopened. Leo's handwriting is on the front. Camille?
He left this with me. The one he wanted to send but couldn't. I kept it, just in case.
Elena picks it up with trembling hands. Some betrayals aren't born of cruelty. They're born of fear, of trying to protect what's already breaking. But truth, once revealed, demands to be reckoned with. Later that day, Elena sits on the porch steps. Envelope unopened in her lap. Her eyes are tired. The breeze picks up, rustling the pages of her sketchpad beside her. She takes a deep breath and begins to open the letter. Elena's soft whisper.
Please, still means something.
Camille's confession didn't undo the past, but it cracked open a sealed chapter, one Elena was finally ready to read.
Underneath the starry sky, I see forever in your eyes. Whispers of a world unknown, but with you, I'm not alone.
Jude's song. Some truths are too heavy for words, so they hide in music, in the pauses, in the chords, in the confessions tucked between verses no one ever asked to hear. Jude's studio is filled with scattered sheet music, old vinyl, and a vintage keyboard. Jude, Leo's younger brother, early 20s, is tuning his guitar when Elena knocks on the open garage door. Jude smiling.
Figured you'd show up eventually.
Elena cautiously.
Camille said you might have something.
Jude nods, motions for her to sit. He sets down his guitar and grabs a small tape recorder. The recording. Jude.
After you left, Leo barely spoke. He couldn't write to you, couldn't talk to me. So he played. Then he started writing songs. For you. About you. With me.
Elena quietly.
You wrote them together?
Jude nods.
I just gave him rhythm. The lyrics? All him.
He presses play. Soft static. Then Leo's voice, raw and unpolished, begins to sing. Still in orbit, Leo's voice, from tape.
You left like a comet across my sky, burned bright and fast, and said goodbye. But here I am, still spinning slow, still in orbit, hoping you'll know.
Elena's eyes fill. The room goes still. The sound is intimate, like a voice trapped in time. Montage intercut. Leo writing alone in his room. Jude and Leo playing guitar in silence. Leo pausing, staring at a picture of Elena, unopened still. Leo's voice tape.
I traced our stars. I kept your name and waited quietly in shame. If you're out there, if you hear, know I loved you every year.
Present moment. Jude softly.
He doesn't know I kept the tapes. He wouldn't have let me share them.
Elena.
Why now?
Jude.
Because you need to hear how much he meant it. He never stopped waiting, El.
Tears stream down Elena's face. She grips the edge of the stool tightly. Elena whispers.
Neither did I.
Sometimes the heart says what the lips can't, and sometimes a song becomes a letter, delivered just in time. Elena walking home at dusk. Sunset paints the town in gold and lavender. Elena walks with her headphones in, listening to Leo's voice again. Her expression is unreadable, somewhere between breaking and healing. The voice she thought she'd lost was never gone. It had just been waiting, in chords and verses, stitched together by love that never stopped singing. Echo of Still in Orbit theme plays as screen fades to black. Sketches and starscapes. Art doesn't always need to explain itself. Sometimes it speaks louder when it says nothing, when it simply shows the truth you've carried too long in silence.
Through the highs and the lows, I'll be here, I'll never go. every word I say is true. My heart belongs to you. Love and promises will keep them near, through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss.
Elena's art room. Early morning. Light seeps through sheer curtains. Elena sits at her desk, surrounded by charcoal pencils, paintbrushes, and pastels. Her fingers are stained. Her hair's in a loose braid. A nearly finished sketch lies in front of her. Two figures beneath a dome of stars. One holds a telescope, the other a sketchbook. They aren't labeled, but it's her and Leo, Elena and Camille. Camille entering with coffee.
Is that the one you're submitting to the fair?
Elena quietly.
I wasn't going to, but I think I need to.
Camille.
It's beautiful. It's honest. That's what people connect to.
Elena.
It's not just for people.
She traces a star in the upper left corner. Elena.
It's for him.
She had poured every memory, every feeling, every moment of doubt into that piece. But what came out was clarity, a map drawn in stars, and forgiveness. Town stargazing fair evening. The town square is lit with lanterns and star-shaped decor. Tents line the streets with art, telescopes, and food booths. Laughter echoes. Music plays softly. A large display tent titled Visions of the Sky, Local Artist Showcase. Elena's piece is centered, titled Where We Were. A soft light glows behind it. Viewers pause, stare. Some look misty-eyed. Leo enters the tent. Leo arrives late. He walks slowly through the tent. He sees Elena's piece and stops. The air seems to thicken. His gaze locks onto the stars in the sketch. A tear forms in his eye. He reaches out, but doesn't touch the glass. Jude approaches Leo. Jude quietly.
She drew what you couldn't say.
Leo still staring.
She always did. Elena watches from a distance.
Elena watches Leo looking at the piece. She doesn't approach, just watches. Her hand trembles slightly on the edge of her coat. Beneath paper stars and glowing tints, Elena's heart spoke through lines and shadows. She didn't know if it would be enough, but for the first time, she didn't hide.
Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. As the seasons change and pass, our love is strong, it's built to last. No matter what the world may do.
The night before the fair, some of the most important things in love are never spoken loudly. They arrive in silence, between footsteps, beneath stars, and in the way two people walk together, without needing to hold hands. Elena's porch, late evening. Elena sits on her front porch, wrapped in a blanket, sipping tea. The town is quiet. Fireflies flicker nearby. Footsteps approach. She looks up. Leo stands just beyond the gate, unsure whether to come closer. Leo softly.
Didn't want to wait until the fair to see you.
Elena with a small smile.
Good. I didn't want to wait either.
She sets her mug down and rises. They fall into step together. Unspoken agreement guiding them toward the observatory path. It wasn't the same hill it used to be. They weren't the same people, but something about the path, the night, the space between them felt like home. Walking through the field, crickets sing. A gentle breeze sways the tall grass. The stars above glow clearly. Leo,
I saw your drawing.
Elena quiet.
I wondered if you would.
Leo,
It wasn't a drawing. It was a memory. Our memory. You captured everything I never said.
Elena,
Because I still felt it. All these years. I carried you in silence.
reaching the hilltop. They reached the bench near the observatory. Both pause before sitting. Leo,
Do you regret leaving?
Elena after a long silence.
I regret not coming back sooner. But leaving helped me grow. I just wish I'd known it didn't have to be either you or my dreams.
Leo softly.
I was angry, hurt, but I never stopped hoping you'd walk back into my sky.
Under the stars, they sit quietly side by side. Their shoulders nearly touch. Elena looks up at the stars. Elena,
Do you think we get more than one chance in this life? To do things right?
Leo after a beat.
I think if we're lucky, we get one more. And that might be enough.
Their eyes meet. Nothing more is said, but everything is understood. No grand declarations, no promises spoken, just two hearts beneath the same stars again, willing, finally, to listen and maybe to begin.
I'll stay faithful, always true. When the storms begin to rise, I'll be your shelter by your side. Through the dark, we'll find our way. With every promise, we'll be okay. Love and promises, we'll keep them near. Through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss.
Under the lights, some nights shine brighter, not because of the stars, but because of the courage it takes to be seen, to let others witness your love, your scars, your truth. In the open, town, stargazing fair, sunset, lanterns float in the air, casting warm light. Children run with paper telescopes. Local musicians strum on a small stage. The town square is buzzing with life. Elena enters with Camille. She wears a flowing navy dress with silver earrings, like the night sky. Camille grinning.
They placed your sketch front and center. You're the star tonight.
Elena blushing.
I didn't do it for attention.
Camille.
That's why it matters.
Art tent, crowd gathering. Elena's art. Where we were. Glows under soft lighting. A gentle crowd murmurs in admiration. Children point at the stars in her drawing. Some whisper the names of constellations. Town mayor approaches with a microphone. Mayor.
And now, a very special presentation. A collaborative piece submitted by Leo Calderon, inspired by the skies above us and someone who helped him see them differently.
Leo's contribution revealed. Curtains part to reveal a large projection screen. A time-lapse video begins. Stars dancing across the Miravista sky. The observatory under moonlight. Waves crashing against the hilltop. Slow overlays of Elena's sketches fading into view. Subtle lines from Leo's unsent letters appear across the screen. Handwritten. Leo's voiceover soft, real.
This is for the girl who drew the stars and showed me how to follow them. for the time we lost and the light we found again.
Elena watching.
Tears well in Elena's eyes as she watches. The video fades out with one final image. Elena and Leo's silhouettes sitting side by side beneath the observatory. No words, just stars. Crowd applauds. Camera focuses on Elena, then Leo, standing quietly at the edge of the tent. Elena and Leo, after the presentation, Elena approaching.
You turned our memories into light.
Leo smiling.
You gave me the map. I just followed it.
Elena.
You were the map. I just needed to look again.
They stand close now, not touching, but closer than ever. Under the lights of the fair, there were no masks left, no pretending, just two people finally stepping into each other's glow, ready to see and be seen.
Underneath the starry sky, I see forever in your eyes. Whispers of a world unknown, but with you I'm not alone. Through the highs and the lows, I'll be here, I'll never go. Every word I say is true. My heart belongs to you. Love and promises will keep them near. Through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. As the seasons change and pass, our love is strong, it's built to last. No matter what the world may do, I'll stay faithful, always true. When the storms begin to rise, I'll be your shelter by your side. Through the dark we'll find our way. With every promise we'll be okay. Love and promises will keep them near. Through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. Kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. In love and promises, we'll always find a bond, and broken hearts alive. Forevermore we'll be as one. And love and promises will never be undone.
Memories of the past, the strings of time gently hum, echoes of a past long gone, yet every note Each quiet beat still dances in the rhythm of our feet. The songs we sang, the tunes we knew, paint the skies of memories too, a melody that never fades. In every chord, the past invades. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we love and the music we played. In every harmony, a story untold of days gone by, of love so bold. The piano keys whisper your name, each one a spark, each one a flame. Through every sound, we're not apart, for music binds the strings of heart. And when the world feels far away, I find you in the notes we're playing. The music lives, it never strays. It brings us back to brighter days. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we loved and the music we played. For in the songs, we'll always stay, forever bound in melody's sway. The solstice night. The stars had always been waiting for this moment, for the promise made under softer skies to return fuller, deeper, and for two hearts, long separated, to finally arrive at the same place, at the same time. The sun dips below the horizon, casting a warm glow over the hill. Lanterns line the path. A few townspeople make the slow climb to witness the annual solstice sky watcher. Elena walks the hill alone, her sketch pad under her arm, her expression calm, but full of anticipation. Elena to herself.
Same night, same hill, same stars.
Leo appears behind her, just as the first stars begin to twinkle. He carries a folded blanket and two thermoses. He stops a few feet away. Leo softly.
7 years ago, I waited here. I wasn't sure you'd come.
Elena turns to him, smiling.
Tonight, I didn't wonder. I knew you would.
He smiles. They spread the blanket together and sit facing the sky. They didn't need to speak of the time lost. The silence that had stretched between them was no longer empty. It was full of everything that led them here. The sky above blooms with constellations. The town solstice gathering sparkles below them in the distance, like another galaxy. Elena.
Do you remember the promise?
Leo.
Every solstice, same place. Even if we were mad. Even if we were strangers.
Elena.
And we were. For a long time.
Leo gently.
Not anymore.
She reaches into her sketch pad and pulls out a new drawing, unfinished. It's of them tonight, side by side beneath the stars. The unspoken confession, Leo softly.
I loved you then, Elena.
Elena voice trembling.
And I loved you, even when I didn't know how to stay.
He reaches out. She takes his hand. Fingers interlace naturally. The stars had waited patiently for this moment, for the hearts who once drifted to find each other again. Not in desperation, not in nostalgia, but in peace.
Underneath the starry sky, I see forever in your eyes. Whispers of a world unknown.
Constellation of us. Some stories don't restart. They realign, like constellations in motion, finding new shapes from the same stars. That night, beneath their sky, Leo and Elena finally saw who they had become and who they could still be. The hilltop, late night. The sky is fully alive with stars now. Elena and Leo lie side by side on the blanket, hands still linked. The only sound is the whisper of wind and the soft rhythm of breath. Elena softly.
Do you think we were always meant to find our way back?
Leo thoughtful.
I think we were always meant to remember, and remembering brought us here.
Honest questions. Elena.
And now? What do we do now that we're finally in the same place? At the same time?
Leo smiling faintly.
We build slowly. Honestly, we keep walking beside each other, not ahead, not behind.
He sits up and gestures to the stars. Leo.
Look, see that one? He points to two stars forming part of a larger constellation. Those two used to be thought of as separate, but they're actually part of the same family. They orbit each other quietly for years.
Elena looking up.
Is that us?
Leo nodding.
It could be.
What began as childhood affection, burned into longing, cooled into silence, and reawakened through memory, now rested in something quieter, stronger, something real. Talking about the future, Elena.
I might stay longer in Miravista. There's an art studio offering part-time classes. Camille's pushing me to teach.
Leo hopeful.
You'd be amazing.
Elena.
What about you? Still planning to run those stargazing tours?
Leo.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to run them with.
They look at each other, no tension, no games, just quiet joy. Drawing the constellation, Elena flips to the last page in her sketch bag. She begins to draw two stars, gently connected by light strokes, delicate, like the moment itself. Leo watching her.
What's it called?
Elena.
It doesn't have a name yet, but it's ours.
Not every love story needs to be loud. Some are written in light, in return, in forgiveness, and under one infinite sky. They became a constellation of two.
But with you, I'm not alone. Through the highs and the lows, I'll be here, I'll never go. Every word I say is true. My heart belongs to you.
Kiss beneath the cosmos. Not every kiss begins with fireworks. Some start with stillness, with the weight of 1,000 quiet promises kept. And when it finally arrives, the world holds its breath. Hilltop late night. Stars in full bloom. The sky glows with constellations. The observatory is silhouetted in the background. Leo and Elena sit close on the blanket, shoulders touching. No words, only stars. Elena quietly.
The first time you almost kissed me, we were 17. You stopped because I laughed.
Leo smiling.
You had paint on your nose. I thought you looked ridiculous and perfect.
Elena.
You should have kissed me anyway.
Leo gently.
I'm not stopping this time.
He turns to her. Their eyes lock, years of emotion swelling between them. She nods softly. The kiss, as a meteor streaks quietly across the sky behind them. Leo leans in, slowly, reverently. Elena meets him halfway. Their lips touch. Just the sound of wind, distant crickets, and breath. The kiss lingers, tender, aching, full of things they don't need to say anymore. It wasn't just their first kiss in years. It was the kiss that carried every "I'm sorry," every "I never stopped loving you," and every "let's try again." It wasn't just their first kiss in years. It was the kiss that carried every "I'm sorry," every "I never stopped loving you," and every "let's try again." After the kiss, they leaned their foreheads together, smiling through teary eyes. Elena lets out a quiet laugh. Elena softly.
We finally got it right.
Leo.
Not perfect, but real.
Elena.
I'll take real.
Wide shot. Stars above them. Camera pulls back to show them holding each other beneath the immense, starlit sky. The hill is quiet, sacred. The universe above feels close, as if it waited just for this moment. Underneath the cosmos, they kiss not to begin something, but to continue it. Because love like theirs didn't start with a kiss, and it wouldn't end with one either. A new orbit. After the kiss comes the quiet, the part no one writes songs about, but this. The return to ordinary days touched by extraordinary love. This is where everything begins. Morning light, Elena's porch. Sunlight floods Elena's porch. A steaming cup of coffee rests beside her sketchbook. She draws loosely, carefree lines, stars, faces, and laughter in graphite. Camille stepping outside with a muffin.
You look different. Lighter.
Elena grinning.
I finally slept through the night. Didn't realize how long I hadn't.
Camille.
And Leo?
Elena soft smile.
He's not a dream anymore.
Leo at the observatory. Leo cleans the telescope lens, adjusts a small chalkboard with Stargazing Tour Tonight, hosted by Elena. He picks up a folded copy of Elena's sketch from the fair and places it by the door for visitors to see. A shared routine. Montage. Elena helping Leo set up stargazing chairs near the observatory. Leo sketching beside her in a notebook. Attempting constellations, failing adorably. Grocery shopping. Exchanging soft glances over the fruit aisle. Laughing during a power outage, lighting candles, and playing music on Jude's old radio. Eating lunch in silence, fingers barely touching on the table. Comfortable. Love wasn't about making the stars explode again. It was about gravity, pull, presence. Showing up every day, even when the sky was cloudy. Elena's classroom. Elena teaches a small art class of local kids. They draw moons, galaxies, and observatories. One child holds up a drawing of two people stargazing together. Child.
Miss Elena, this one's you and the telescope guy.
Elena laughs gently, blushing. Elena.
You mean Mr. Leo?
Child.
He always looks at you like a planet he likes.
Leo and Elena, at home a nightfall. They sit on her couch, a blanket over their legs, warm tea in hand. Leo plays with her fingers absent-mindedly. Elena.
I used to think love had to be loud to be real.
Leo.
Turns out it's the quiet that stays.
They hadn't started over. They simply shifted into a new orbit. Not as two who were lost, but as two who were finally found.
Love and promises will keep them near through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay.
Underneath the starry sky, some endings are really beginnings. Not with confetti, not with fireworks, but with a quiet knowing and the stars as witnesses. The hilltop 1 month later, a clear night. The town lights are dimmed for the seasonal silent skywatcher. Couples, families, and friends gather with blankets near the observatory. Leo and Elena arrive together. She's carrying a lantern. He holds a familiar folded sketch, her drawing from the fair. A private moment by the observatory. They walk slightly away from the crowd, to the same bench where they reunited months ago. Elena smiling. This place. It doesn't feel heavy anymore. Leo.
Because we filled it with something new.
He turns to her, suddenly nervous. Leo softly.
I've been thinking about promises and constellations, and how some stars take years to reach each other's light.
He takes her hand. Leo.
I'm not asking for a forever tonight. I'm just asking to keep walking together, under this sky, for as long as we're meant to.
Elena's response. She stares at him, eyes misted, then reaches into her pocket and pulls out a small box. Inside is a tiny handmade star charm, sketched with their initials. Elena whispers,
Then let's make a new promise. Not to never get lost again, but to always find our way back.
They lean into each other, foreheads touching. The charm rests between their hands. There was no need for grand declarations. Their love had already written itself through art, through memory, through years of distance finally closed by courage. The sky above, Elena and Leo, side by side on the bench, a blanket over their shoulders, the charm shining faintly in the starlight. Above them, the constellations glow, one newly named on Leo's phone screen. And so, underneath the starry sky, two souls realigned, not by chance, but by choice. And every night after, the stars above whispered, they found their way home. Underneath the starry sky, epilogue. The stars didn't stop shining just because their story found peace. If anything, they glowed brighter, because love, once quiet and patient, had now found its place to stay. 1 year later, a coastal home, a modest home, sits near the Miravista cliffs, not far from the observatory. The porch is strung with soft lights. Wind blows gently through open windows. Inside, Elena is setting up paints and brushes in a bright, sunlit studio space. Canvases filled with constellations, children's art, and dreamy skylines lean against the wall. A framed photo, Elena and Leo laughing under the stars. Observatory community night. Leo hosts a stargazing class. Children gather around telescopes. Elena is by his side, sketching constellations in a notebook for the kids. Child pointing.
Is that one named after you too?
Leo smiling.
That one? It's called Home.
The children gasp in wonder. Jude performing at an outdoor cafe. Jude performs a new song. He nods toward Leo and Elena, who sit under a canopy of stars, sipping tea and holding hands. Jude singing.
Some loves burn fast, some take their time. Ours came back like stars in line.
They didn't need the world to understand. What mattered was this: shared sunsets, quiet mornings, laughter under blankets, and the knowledge that love, when true, always finds its way. Bedroom window. Night. The last shot shows the window of their home. Inside, Leo and Elena lie in bed, facing each other, a telescope just outside on the balcony. The sky beyond is clear. Elena, soft whisper.
Still are stars.
Leo.
Always.
They close their eyes. All the memories of the past can be recalled through the music we love and the music we play.
Underneath the starry sky, I see forever in your eyes. Whispers of a world unknown, but with you I'm not alone. Through the highs and the lows, I'll be here, I'll never go. Every word I say is true. My heart belongs to you. Love and promises will keep them near. Through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. As the sea is strong, it's built to last. No matter what the world may do, I'll stay faithful, always true. When the storms begin to rise, I'll be your shelter by your side. Through the dark we'll find our way. With every promise we'll be okay. Love and promises, we'll keep them near. Through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in endless bliss. Promises made, love that won't fade in this heart. You'll always stay. And when the world seems far away, we'll make our own light of the day. In every promise, we'll find our song. Together forever, where we belong. Love and promises, we'll keep them near. Through every doubt, through every fear. With every breath, with every kiss, I'll hold you close in